You know what I wish someone had told me years ago? That not being certain all the time wasn't a flaw. Because I could see all the angles. I could understand everyone's perspective. I could change my mind, especially after learning something new. And instead of that leading to clarity, it often led to paralysis. Because when you can see how everything makes sense, choosing can feel impossible. Every option has validity. Every path has a reason. And when you can see everything, deciding just feels heavy. Like no matter what you choose, you're leaving something valid behind. So I feel stuck. Like clarity is right there, and I just can't quite grab it. I'm Suzanne Arjona, and this is Life on Your Terms, where human design meets bold truth and permission to be real. You've played the role, you did what was expected, and now it's time to show up as you. This indecision shows up everywhere for me. Big decisions for sure. Career stuff, relationships, life direction, but also in smaller moments that somehow feel just as loaded. Like ordering at a restaurant. I'll walk in thinking a burger sounds really good, but the salmon is also delicious and probably healthier for me. And suddenly I'm staring at the menu thinking, if I just think about this a little more, I'll know for sure. But I don't. And that's usually when the pressure kicks in. Because at some point, I know that it's time to decide. Even though no one is saying anything, it's there. So instead of questioning the decision, I start questioning myself. Why is this taking me so long? Why can other people just choose? And inside, it feels like I'm stalling because I want to be sure. Because I can see why every option makes sense. It's like standing at a crossroads with a full map of every possible route and no signal telling you which one is yours, which one is the best. And the more pressure I feel to decide, the less clarity I actually have. Now, for me, this ties directly to my human design, having an open head and ajna center. My mind isn't built to land on one fixed way of thinking and stay there. It's built to take things in, ideas, questions, perspectives, other people's certainty. So when I'm faced with a decision, my mind doesn't narrow things down. It opens them up. It sees why this makes sense and why that does too, and why someone else would choose differently and still be right. That's what openness feels like. But if you don't know that about yourself, it can feel like your mind is working against you because you're waiting for it to settle, to finally say, this is the answer. And an open head and ajna just don't work that way. They're here to explore questions, not close them. So for a long time, I assumed clarity would come from thinking harder, from gathering more information, from one more round of processing and analyzing. But that's not how clarity shows up for me. It doesn't arrive as certainty. It arrives as something a little quieter. When I take in the information and then stop thinking, when I start to listen to my body, to my authority, to what actually feels right, my clarity is more like, this feels right enough to move, even when my mind can still see 10 other options. So if you're listening to this and thinking, oh, well, that explains a lot, I want you to sit with that. This is the way your mind works when you have an open head and ajna. And once you see that, you don't have to fight it anymore. You can stop demanding certainty through overthinking. You can stop rushing decisions just to relieve that pressure. And instead, you can work with your openness, letting clarity arrive through timing, through your body, through a quieter sense of this feels right enough to move. Not because all the questions are answered, but because they don't need to be. And if this resonates and you're curious how this shows up for you, how your mind works, where your clarity actually comes from, that's what we explore in live human design readings. Not in a theoretical way, but in a real life, this is why this keeps happening way. Now, I'll leave my calendar link in the show notes if you decide that you're ready for a live reading. It's there if and when the timing feels right for you. When you have an open head and ajna, you're not here to be certain all the time. You're here to be open, responsive, and able to move forward without needing every answer first.